you'll notice with this page, this is the first time that I have anything that resembles a menu. Okay? And it's on purpose. By definition, if there is a second way to leave the page, it is not a squeeze page, it is a website. Okay? What do I mean by that? All right, there was a guy who paid for coaching a little while ago. He's the man. And he helps all of the celebrities with their voices before they go get on Hollywood movies, right? And which he's awesome. I mean, he's helped like Sylvester Stallone, Tony Robbins, like Jennifer Lawrence. It's awesome. And he paid for a funnel review from me, and so I did this deep dive funnel review. He's like, "How do you like our optin page?" And I was like, "Where is it?" He's like, "I just sent the link over to you." And I was looking at the thing, and I was like, "This isn't an optin page. This is a website." He's like, "What do you mean?" He had like, yeah, it was like, here's what I mean. The reason Sales Funnel Broker it's technically an opt-in, but it's not. This is not a squeeze page. This is a website, and I built it to be that way. Why? Because while I'm asking for someone's opt-in here across the top and the bottom, all these different places, and there's all these different places, there is way more than one exit. If all I had was get ahead in your industry, which I'm going to change all of Sales Funnel Broker here in the future. There's a lot I want to go fix with this thing. Tons. Like an insane amount of stuff I want to fix with it. It works well, right? But like there's a lot of exits. So by definition, this is not a squeeze page. This is, or stevejlarson.com. Yeah, exactly. That's also just that's a website, right? There's a ton that I'm fixing with this. I can't wait to roll out the new thing. But look, you want to interview me, right? Do you want to find the talent directory, the next mastermind that's coming up? When is your biz ready for sales? If I didn't have these menus up at the top, it would be at that time a squeeze page. But there is more than one exit, so it is not a squeeze page. It is not a squeeze page experience or environment. And so you try and have the first above the fold of any website resemble a squeeze page, and you'll get opt-ins because of that, which is great. But it's still not a squeeze page, okay? Which means I should have separate things for each one of these. It should be a definitive squeeze. That's the reason I don't like a lot of them. So I got to go through and fix some of that stuff, okay? And keep that being fixed. Anyway, so let me go. Anyway, so that's why I introduced that on the actual thank you page, so that at the beginning there's no other way. They literally have to leave the page before they can move on. They can't move on. Okay, this is the time. They can't get distracted, anything else. So this top part right there that's why it's on the thank you page itself. And then a conversation about what to do next. And I usually start the conversation by saying thank you for the action they just took. Guys, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for opting in. Or thanks, I hope you enjoyed, if it was this thing, I hope you enjoyed that free segment, if you want more, here's how to do it. Or, hey, thanks for getting this free thing. The link to your free course or whatever is in your email address. The link to your free thing is down. Does that make sense? So like that's technically, anyway, yeah. So what's the next? The unadvertised bonus. I love this. Okay, I use UpViral a lot. Not a lot. I'm starting to use it more though. But it's been running for quite some time. I love UpViral. UpViral is nice because it incentivizes people to share your stuff and then get rewarded for it. So it tracks it. So they get their own specific link. When they opt in over here, it's fairly easy to set up. It's a little complicated, but they got some good support docs that show you how to do it with ClickFunnels. But when they opt in over here, it opts them in actually to this widget on the next page. And it starts the widget. And the widget says like, hey, click here to share to your personal Facebook profile. And so they click, and it shares it over their Facebook profile, and it tracks that, and it gives them points. And you say like, hey, when you get to 5 points, the thing that you're really wanting will be unlocked here, the unadvertised bonus or whatever. And I've got some great sharing, and I'll get like another 10% of referral-based traffic. How much better is it to hear about it from somebody that you know? I mean, how many times do you go to a restaurant simply because someone suggested it, even though you have no idea what it is, or a movie? All right, just because they're your friends. It's the same thing, same premise. So the traffic, while it's not like it adds droves of traffic currently, but the traffic that does come from it is like awesome. So Huge fan of that. This is another tool that I use a lot on these kinds of things. One was called SpeakPipe. I love SpeakPipe. Here's an example of SpeakPipe. So SpeakPipe will go and so Sales Funnel Radio, which I'm changing this drastically. Oh my gosh, there's so much to change with this. It works, but man, it's got to be changed. So on SpeakPipe, right, like this one, I put it on the actual first page. On Secret MLM Hacks Radio, though, I put it on the second page. I kind of lock it. They can come in and they can start recording. What's up, Steven? How's it going? I got a question for your podcast about X, Y, and Z. And when I click stop, right, it puts their name and their email in, and it sends me the audio recording so I can do stuff, which is pretty awesome. So it's a cool engagement tool. It's extremely cheap. But the reason it works so well is because it gets the individual invested into the process. They are now vested in it. They have put their voice out there to me, and it keeps them stronger listeners. It keeps it, and I go through and I actually start writing through all the different pieces here. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's totally awesome. So, with Secret MLM Hacks Radio, mute the tab. So this one, right? So this is a lead magnet funnel, and I'm pitching and I'm selling them a cool. Excuse me. It's terrible. I got like fluid in my lungs right now. It's like pressure and it sucks. All right, so this is not actually like a lead magnet, right? Because look at all these different places that they can exit from. But I'm using it kind of like that, and it works really well though. So if I go through and I just opt in here, you're gonna see a few different things. So let's opt in at stevesalesfunnelbroker.com. Let's 1, 2, 3. They're doing, let's push forward. Okay. So this is right. This is up viral, and I can share now, and I'll get all these points. And when I start sharing, then I get the download link for the other thing that they're wanting right here on the side. You like the fake view count on the video? Dude, that works really well. It's literally just a video that I got from videohive.net, and I just play it over the top of the video. And when the video ends, I reverse played it, so it looks like, but with a black screen, so it looks like people are leaving really fast from a feed. It's really cool. Anyway, so this is a little video I put on here that walks people through how to get the free unadvertised thing. And if they share and share and share, which is kind of awesome, that comes on in. Here is SpeakPipe again. Who was it? That Strange Dad 1. It doesn't tell me your names, which is weird, but oh, I know why. Anyway, so it's called SpeakPipe right there. SpeakPipe's awesome. And then what I'll do is I'll take that video or that audio file and I'll embed that inside of my episodes. You know what happens when someone hears their own voice on some guy's radio show, right? We're passing 90,000 downloads probably today on Sales Funnel Radio, which is nuts, right? What? My voice is on it? It creates these lifelong listeners, and it keeps people engaged, and they're listening to see if I answer next, things like that. So anyway, so what I did though, I like this podcast one more because I hid this. It's still a lead magnet thing, and in my email right now, I'm getting a whole series and whole sequence for the next 5 days of the free course that I was pitching on the first page here. So, anyway, yeah. So that's SpeakPipe. I really like this as well. You don't have to do this with paid stuff only. I actually do this with. Let's see. You guys are commenting like crazy, which I love. This is awesome. Let me go back through them here real quick, then I'll show you the other thing I'm talking about. Edward said, Steve, can we use squeeze page variations for a webinar? Oh, we already went with that. Louis said, turmeric shot for my cough, bro. I actually have turmeric. I should go take some of it. 2 lemons, some of ginger. That's awesome. Let me screenshot that. Yeah. Thanks, Louis. That's nice of you, man. All right. Alrighty. No, or Steve J. Larson. Yeah, absolutely. Let me walk you guys through that real quick so you guys see what that is too. Because that's kind of like it's kind of a lead magnet the way I'm using it. A lot of times what I'll do is on each one of the, here, let me show you guys. So for these value ladders, wasn't planning on showing this, but I think it'll be helpful. So for each one of these value ladders, right? One value ladder is one business. And really you should only focus on one funnel at a time. Okay, just one funnel at a time. But what I'll do though is, while each one of these is its own individual funnel, right? So maybe here's a tripwire funnel or an opt-in funnel or something like that, right? And there's a downsell and there's upsells and all this stuff. And right here is your webinar funnel. So there's webinar, there's a registration confirmation page, the actual thing, and an order thing. Then maybe right here you have a high ticket application funnel, right? There's the first page, the application, and the actual thank you itself, right? But for each value ladder, I also will typically go over to the side here, and what I'll do, the reason why some of these are kind of opt-in forms, they're kind of squeeze pages, is because I will still also make over on the side here a website with links to each one of these things, right? Up in the menu. Does that make sense? And I'll put like so it's a home page. It's a home page that has links to everything else, because some people they're not enticed by the thing down here, right? They're not enticed by this. Maybe they want to go straight to your coaching. Maybe they want to go straight to your high ticket thing. It doesn't matter where somebody goes through and they start saying, for example, there's a lot of people who join the Russell's Inner Circle who've never even gotten his freaking book, which is hilarious to me. And they do it though because they're like, look, I'm super busy. I have the money. I just need help. Just give me the nuts and bolts. What is it that I need to do next, right? And so other people are like, yeah, look, that's why you can repackage information like crazy, is because some people are like, look, I want to be able to go through and I want to get this free thing at the front. Or other people are like, I want the thing that's a little more high ticket. Okay, give me crazy. The other people at the top like, give me crazy high active engagement and involvement with you personally as the guru, and I would really want to know. So what I do though is I'll still come over to the side knowing that, and I'll still create like a website inside of ClickFunnels where there are still links coming out, but I'm still collecting opt-ins. Why would I not? They're just links out to all these other places as well. So it's like a home base. It's a home page, right? It's an HQ for all my links to all my value ladder funnels to all live in the exact same spot. And that's the reason why I just want to clarify that, because like some of these things that I'm showing you guys, they're actually not squeeze pages, but I'm using it kind of like that. But that's the reason why, is because it's the lead-ins for all these other things. So those other value ladder steps will still have their own publicized front-end URL. There's just also living on these other places as well. So, I hope that made sense with that though. But excuse me. All right, Edward said, what's your take on the Expert Secrets 2-step page having links to other pages? Members login, affiliate. No, that's a great question, man. So you're saying down at the bottom, like the footer links. The reason that we do that is because it takes a load off of support. So it's still a front end squeeze page. But like if you're what happens a lot of times is, like, let's say we sold in the OTOs access to a members area, right? What'll end up happening is people will, it is guaranteed people will lose the members login link, and then they'll write into support, and then there's time spent on a very simple thing that could be fixed very simply. So what I do all the time is I still go like right here, like we can check out, like here's the webinar I'm running right now, right? And it's killing it. It's doing great. But I know that there's people who have been who've lost their login, who've gone through, and then they're starting to ask things like Steven, where's my login? Steven, where's this? Where's that? And this is my webinar registration page here. So what we do is we'll link things over, like, hey, look, you want to be an affiliate? That's a really easy question that could be solved merely by putting it in the footer. It's not necessarily another exit though. I mean, look how small I put it at the bottom too. Or members login. So if they literally lost their login, it's all down there at the bottom. So it's actually a play. Does it sacrifice, and is it really another exit out? Kind of, I guess. Not really though. We have these open up on new tabs, so it doesn't really make them leave. But I see what you're saying though, but it's a play to help preserve our actual support team, and then my personal one as well. So, which is awesome. But you see though, for that exact reason, I don't put anything up in the top. I'm not putting anything up in the top, up in the header up there. There's no menus, there's no side distractions or anything like that. And excuse me. Gosh. Anyway, Luis said, wasn't there some kind of voice app built into ClickFunnels recently? Voice app. Not that I know of. Maybe be a little more specific with it. Nothing's ringing a bell. A voice app. There's an app that they're working on for like podcasts, so you can pull your feed straight into a ClickFunnels page, which would be awesome. And it'll have like a podcast player, kind of like, you know, Pat Flynn does. I don't think that's done, but like it's an idea and they're working on it. And then yeah, that was Speak Pipe, exactly as you wrote it. Noah said like a homepage funnel. Yeah, kind of like a no homepage funnel. Yeah, I guess that's kind of what that is. But I'm using an opt-in, so it's not. It's trying to get the opt-in in, but it's like, anyway. Yeah. Audio embeds were. Yeah, audio embeds just got tossed in, which is awesome. I used to just use the custom, like, you know, the HTML for an MP3 player is really easy. And I'm not a coder, so that should be awesome. So if you literally go to w3schools.com, that's how I find out all my CSS and coding. But Expert Secrets has footers in the top. Yep, they got it at the top too. That's how they built it. Some of it's a styling thing. I did not build that though. I like them at the bottom. I don't like putting that stuff at the top. So, yeah. Russell built that part. Okay. Sweet. I love you guys' questions. These are awesome. It's cool to see you guys are actual funnel hackers. It's fun stuff. Alrighty. Oh, that's what I was going to show you. I was going to show you an example of this here. So when somebody goes through and they say, hey, look, Sales Funnel Radio, I would love... I keep popping up on the proof. Oh, really? That's funny. That's awesome. I wasn't looking at it. I'm surprised it was working on it. I was using proof on that first page because like ClickFunnels has the digital table rush for order pages, but not for actual registration. And so I wanted to show when people were registering, not just buying. So that's why I was using proof. It's working great. Anyway, so here's what I did. When people, I was like, hey, if you want to get interviewed, right? Or if you want to interview me, like, hey, get interviewed, right? People can go at the top, and people are using this. And there's a little wizard that I built here, and it looks like it's pretty cool. It has a whole bunch of show hide elements with these buttons at the bottom, right? So if I just put stuff in here. Right, and I click the button here, it slaps over to another thing. It's all the same page though. It's pretty awesome. But at the end of it, and it doesn't submit to the very last page either. The very last button is a submit page. It's crazy cool. Totally thought of it. I was like, I wonder if that'll work. And it totally works. It's killing it. Anyway, it's awesome. Yeah, Edward said, so glad I managed to catch today's Saturday funnel build. So much gold. It's fun stuff, right? It's awesome. I'm glad I get to geek out with you guys. Anyway, so I say, what I'm trying to show you guys, I'm using it somewhat as an opt-in thing as well. And my talent directory is another thing too. But let me show you the thank you page here. It's the last page, and it's just me pulling the same thing off. Thank you, right? Number one, we'll look through your request to get on the podcast. You know, I want to know them what's happening next. What's the plan? They got to know what the plan is. My assistant will be sending you a Calendly link to get a schedule. This is most likely I'm an ASAP. I put high priority on these. Then this is my offer wall for other things with interviews, right? Get on the talent directory. And that just takes them over to the talent directory. Get another interview. Maybe you're a good fit for my other podcast. Do you want to interview me on some publication that you have, right? And so that's a follow-up series of that. So I just want to show an example of that, something like that. Mark said, Steve, if I am using an affiliate product, I don't have to worry about the sales page, right? Correct. Yeah. However, would it be helpful to build my own web page that will point people to the low, mid-ticket, and high affiliate products I'm selling? That could be super cool. Yeah, that's a great idea, man. You could totally put those like in the offer wall itself. And if you're like, the very first dollar I ever made online, guys, I was sitting in my marketing class, my internet marketing class. It was the very first day, and the guy stood up, and I had been studying this stuff for a while. I think I had already read .com Secrets. I think so. At that point, no, I was about to. Because I remember it was a life-changing experience for me. But I had been building funnels in WordPress for other people. I mean, I was deeply into it already. I had my own clientele I was building before. And I got into my internet marketing class and I sat down, and it was day number 1, and I sit down and I'm like, cool, I'm ready for this. Like, this is an internet marketing class. I've been waiting for this. And the dude stands up and he goes, all right, everybody, who can define the term? Who's ever even heard of the word SEO? And I was like, are you kidding me? This is the crap we're going to talk about? I've been working on this stuff forever. Are you joking? And I was pissed. And I stood up at the end of the class and I sat down while he was talking. And I didn't know I was drawing a funnel, but I was drawing a funnel. And I took a piece of paper and I turned out to the side, right? And I drew a funnel. And it was an affiliate funnel. Mark, that's the only thing I'm telling you. It was an affiliate funnel. I drew the funnel, and there was since I wasn't controlling the order page, I put them on an email sequence that pushed them to my own funnel, that pushed them different places, that put them all over the place. And I walked up to the guy and I said, hey, look, I don't want to be in your class anymore. No offense, but I don't want to be in your class anymore. Number one, I want to do this instead. And to my complete shock and amazement, he looked at me and goes, okay. And I was like, what? And he goes, yeah. And I was excused for the rest of the semester. And I grabbed I grabbed the other kid that looked like he was bored out of his freaking mind. And I grabbed him, and he and I held our own class every day for 3 hours a day with the only goal of trying to make as much money on the internet as we physically could. And it was with affiliate stuff. And that was the first real dollars that I was making online with that stuff. And we built an affiliate funnel exactly like that, like you're talking about. And the first page was just a squeeze page. It immediately redirected them to the actual offer, right, where they could go through. So now we captured their email, and we put them on an email sequence where they went to other pages, right, things like that. And totally. So anyways, I'm just saying, like, there's a total side tangent. But yeah, absolutely. Now that you got them on the email list, right, then craft the actual email sequence so that you're pushing them to the other offers, and that's where you're so we recouped on the ad spend. We went and we spent $50 on PPC ads, and I was like, okay, I barely have any money. This is interesting. And we woke up the next day, and we broke even on our ad cost. We got 2 buyers, and then we got 17 people on our email list. Guys, that's crazy. On the very first round, and we were sitting there, and I didn't know what I was doing at the time. I thought I had failed. I built a break-even funnel on my first try with my buddy, and we were getting all these people coming in, and I thought I failed. I was stoked that it worked, but I was like, oh man, only 17 people on the list, and we broke even. Like, dang it. Like, are you kidding me? That's a straight up win. Like, if I had known that. There was someone we were building, Russell and I built for, which I think you guys will see the Funnel Hacker TV episode coming up. It's like one of those full-length ones. You should see it somewhat soon. And we built this funnel for them. And they were like, how come we're only getting, like, we're putting like $2 or $3 in advertising, you guys, and we're only getting like $3 out for every dollar. And we're like, that's a freaking $1 million funnel. Are you guys kidding? When something breaks even like that, we know it can be $1 million business afterwards. When you're breaking even on the act of acquiring the customer and figuring out who the actual buyers are, oh my gosh, you just found yourself $1 million funnel, right? Based on the follow-ups that you're going to do with them after. Like, over the course of a year, that could easily be a follow-up, $1 million funnel, which is the reason why my secret MLM hacks one that I just built, the webinar, I know it is, right? Putting $500 in, getting $9,000 out. Holy crap. Good night. You know what I mean? So anyways, you're right on this right track. So figure out ways to just break even with the affiliate sale, right? First, just break even on the traffic with the affiliate sale. Don't try and take profit from it. But what you're doing is you're acquiring customers to send them to other stuff, and that's where your real money comes from afterward. So totally, that follow-up sequence is invaluable. But people will get distracted by building it first. Make the first thing awesome enough to break even on traffic first of all. Then then go and actually make all that money afterwards. Because then you can spend more money to acquire a customer than everyone else in the market. You don't care about taking profit. You're spending more than the other guy, which means you're speaking louder, you're getting more people in, and then you're making all that money in the back end. That's totally, so absolutely, Mark, totally, right on the right track. That was a side tangent. You guys get me stoked, then I follow the squirrels, follow the rabbits. Hopefully it's all right though. Okay, here's a few things that you could toss in that would be super awesome. I want to show you guys a really cool opt-in funnel that I've been using that built my list like to 4,000 people pretty quickly. Okay, and you guys have all seen it. All right, every one of you guys have seen this. Excuse me. Okay, here it is. Free funnels. But Steven, look at all the exits. I know, but it's a home page for all the exits. Check this out. Check this out. How is it that I'm able to go and have multiple pop-ups on a single opt-in page? What? It's because they're click pops. These aren't buttons, those are images. And they're triggering an opt-in, which is technically another page that's just popping over the top of it. And when they go and they opt in for just this page, for just this funnel, for just this thing, when they're opting in for that, it's actually redirecting to a separate individual specific customized page for that exact scenario. Oh man, thanks for getting the membership funnel. Thanks for getting this. And by doing that, you can use these click pops to generate, if you're trying to have tons of opt-ins, if you're trying to have tons of pop-ups, tons of whatever it is on a single page like this is totally the way to do that. Okay, it takes a little bit to set up. I kind of want to walk you through how to do it because it's totally been invaluable. It's been nice for me on my podcast to say, go here. This is where the resources are, right? This is where all the pieces are and the things are, right? And so it acts more like a home page. And I know it's not a true opt-in thing, but it's nice because then I didn't have to say like, hey, if you want this funnel, go to this URL. If you want this funnel, go to this URL. If you want this funnel, no, it's all in the same spot. And so click pops are an amazing way as well. Up Viral just showed you that. I love Zapier. If you're not using Zapier, I would start learning how to use it. It is insane what it does. Here's the scenario. Somebody opts in and you're like, cool, I want to remind myself. Let's say you're not trying to do sales right off the front, like on the web page, and you got to call them. So you're just trying to get leads, right? You could, or let's say you're trying to send physically something out to people who opt in, right? I actually do this for the 2 Comma Club coaching students, the actual people themselves, right? When somebody goes and they purchase the high ticket package, we send them out all these different things, and it's slightly customized based on the individual. I don't want to have to go to the fulfillment person every single time and say, look, send this out. I don't want to do that, right? And so what I did is I automated a zap where after they go and they opt in, it takes whatever data I asked for in the front and it creates a Trello card for that individual, tags them, puts a due date on it, and pulls in the exact information right here on the actual Trello card itself. So the person knows it's in their Trello, there's a due date, it pops up in front of them, they get all the data they need to ship, they need everything they need to actually put it out, the address, the name, all of it, a phone number also in case there's something on there. So that's totally like, I freaking love Zapier. Anyways, I'm just trying to show you other cool things you could toss in with this also. Noah said, Dave and Julie did an amazing training on Zapier the other day. Yeah, that's awesome. Zapier is freaking amazing. I've automated a lot of the back-end processes at ClickFunnels with Zapier. I'm glad they did it. Talking about like Dave Woodward? That's pretty cool. But I use Zapier like crazy. Part of the whole reason why this funnel is killing it, one of the reasons why is because of...
So I've always been really into business. It's fun. It excites me a lot. Every time I
mute that. There we go. One of the reasons why is because I'm like, hey, do you need more proof? Check it out. This is a live feed of the people who are applying to join my downline. It's live, actually. And it takes out like the actual last name, it takes out their contact info and stuff like that. But this is it's a zap to a Google sheet, but that is then published and embedded into this page. I had the idea while I was in the shower. I think, and I was like, oh, I gotta go do that. And I went and I was like, I wonder if that works. And I went and I ran. I mean, look at this. This is insane. It's only been running for a little while. It's like people asking to join my downline. It's insane. But the social proof that comes from it is through the roof. And anyway, Zapier is like the okay, cool, sounds good. No, Zapier is like the I don't know. It's like throwing gasoline on the fire. ClickFunnels is already gasoline on the fire as far as marketing world goes. But as far as back end automation goes, my actual job before I worked at ClickFunnels was people would hire me. I'd go into their business and I would set up the internal processes of their company so that things would run better. Okay, the support ticket from here needs to go to that guy. This person over here needs that information on this scenario. This person, and that's totally what I did. And Zapier is like the really easy way to do it when you're using ClickFunnels. Another cool thing is a thing called Call on the Go. There's tons of things to do. There's tons of things to that do this, but one of them's called Call on the Go. Meaning, if you're just trying to get the lead and you got to call someone like immediately, this will ping your phone with the information of the individual, and it's like almost like a CRM and an auto dialer and stuff like that. So if you've got all these people who've been opting in, you got their phone numbers, it'll auto dial till one of them grabs it right off your phone. So it's a mobile app, and so you can straight from your phone right to your phone, which is sick. Google Sheets, there's tons of guys. One of the things I do with Zapier, just so you know, is if I'm trying to extend the functionality of the funnel itself, is I will literally go to Zapier, and all I do is I'll type in ClickFunnels. There's two things that I do. The first one is I type in ClickFunnels and I start looking at all the things that it already natively integrates with ClickFunnels. And then if there's something that I wish did, and I'm like, hey, this app integrates, what I do then is I see what integrates with Google Sheets, and I use Google Sheets as this pass-through media, right? So I'll send one Zap to Google Sheets, and then when Google Sheets senses that, a second Zap senses that, and then pushes the data into the app that I wish ClickFunnels integrated with. And I use Google Sheets as like this media. That's actually how I was able to pull off that whole joinmydownline.com pushing thing. It had to be two different Zaps that are totally automated back and forth. It's really sick. Super cool. So anyways, if there's something that you wish that you had, I guarantee something integrates with it, and it probably integrates with Google Sheets. And if ClickFunnels doesn't, and you can pass data, and you can pass automation and animation back and forth through those things, which is really, really cool. There's also some really exciting stuff coming up in ClickFunnels that I'm not allowed to talk about, but is going to be so sick. What I'm trying to say is learn anyway. Get familiar with Zapier. Okay. There's also something that I've been using lately called Funnelish. I love Funnelish. Funnelish is another cool thing that extends the functionality of ClickFunnels. Then we're going to start building here because I got to get building. I didn't think I could make this. Nick said, okay, we need a whole Saturday training on Zapier, your crazy processes. That's a sweet idea, dude. That would be awesome. That would be super cool. There's a few more ninja things I want to see if I can pull off before I do that. That would be freaking awesome, though. That'd be super cool. Nick, great idea, man. Oh, it's awesome. So I love doing this stuff with you guys. If there's anything else that you guys want to be doing or anything like that, like click pop training. Ooh, yeah. We should do that also. Click pop training would be sweet. I actually might be able to pull that off here too. If you guys can get me to shut up long enough, I actually start building something. I'm writing this down. Click pop training, Zapier training. Dave Woodward said that ClickFunnels would be a Zapier receiver soon. Super exciting. Oh, he did say stuff like that. That's cool. Yep, Zapier receiver. So maybe he did talk about it. How you'll be. I don't know if I should say it. I don't know if I can, so I'm not going to. Okay, but you'll be able to do some pretty sick stuff with Zapier in the future. That really, really, really will accelerate what you do with ClickFunnels. It's already amazing, but it's like, oh gosh. Anyway, drop any other trainings that you wish that were in there. I kind of want to do a backpack one because I feel like there's not a good backpack one, and I feel like I'm one of the people who loves backpack and gets obsessed with the insides of it. Backpack, we see Actionetics. Okay, Actionetics training would be awesome too. Yeah, Actionetics plus Zapier. Oh, good night, baby. What? That would be awesome. James just raised his hand. We got some votes for that. Yeah, Actionetics, ClickPop, Zapier trainings. That would be sick. Okay. And I want to go build more like I want to build the best e-com funnels that I know. We've almost bankrupted 3 companies. I did on my own almost before I got hired by ClickFunnels because of like e-com funnels. Okay, I know how. There's some really special things with them, but when you nail those things, gosh, man, it's so freaking cool. So I want to show you like a cool e-com funnel, low ticket e-com funnel, book funnel. I want to go build that one soon. I want to go build. There's a bunch of them I want to go build. There's more product specific, so you guys can have those as well. The whole purpose I'm trying to do these trainings though is so that it stays fresh in my head. It's as much for me as for everyone else, but also that I can throw in a lot of the best practices that I was doing at ClickFunnels so that people can have that, because I can't actually go build everyone's funnels for them. ManyChat. That would be awesome. You want to talk about open rates. All right. All right. One of the things I like to do specifically with this lead magnet section right here, right? When somebody actually goes in and they opt in, one of the things I like to do is toss to them. I don't want this to be the end of the conversation, like I was saying. So in any of these scenarios, one of the easiest ways to deliver the thing that you're promising is through a simple email sequence. I would use a soap opera sequence in this scenario, a soap opera series. These days are wrong too. That should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So it's 5 days of soap opera series, and you might have a specific training on that day that email was talking about that you gave to them for free or whatever. And so you're pushing to these pages where the actual video's there and you're saying get more, and it's just an ascension to the middle of the value ladder area. I use this like crazy, and it works insanely well. And in a lot of different places right now. So I love putting the Facebook widget as well there so they can like it, but then also the Facebook comments widget down here at the bottom so that they can comment with each other. And then all I do is I put the same URL of the Facebook comments widget across all the pages, every place that I'm using it. So when someone comments on one, it shows up on all of them. So while someone might be commenting mostly on this one, it actually pushes the social proof all the way across. All it's huge when I do that way. I do that all the time. I've been doing this on my webinar confirmation page, but I put the same URL on the Facebook comments element from across my indoctrination series, across all of my, so that it's like this huge mass of comments, even if it's not totally from that page, massive social proof, whoosh, just across all of it, which is super cool. And Lee said, I love these Saturday lessons. Best use of a day, no pressure of daily work routine. That's awesome. Thanks so much. Keep dropping the value bombs. Appreciate it, man. Very, very much. Appreciate that. Alrighty. Should probably build some stuff now, huh? So that's kind of the map, and it's very fluid. You guys saw, obviously, with this whole thing. If you guys got any questions or anything like that before, maybe we'll take we've been going for 2 hours now. Maybe take like a 5-minute break here. But I hope you see that it's extremely fluid. If there's any last questions or whatever, just go and drop them in, or what. It could be anything. I'm implementing the comments and the like widget now. Yeah, it's amazing. If you can pull in, it only unfortunately I think works for Facebook pages, not groups. I wish it was groups, but just pages alone, which is fine. And it likes the page like crazy. People can see their friends who've already liked it with huge social proof, and then see all the Facebook comments below. It's like, oh man, we've noticed and we've learned that social proof testimonials that are a screenshot of a Facebook comment. So you're not just taking in a thing. You can see that it's a screenshot. It's a Facebook comment screenshot. Very, very effective as far as social proof versus just tossing in a quote from somebody for the testimonial. Anyway, but I hope you see that this is very, very fluid, all of this. That was the whole point of it. You might, depending on the assets that you currently have, you might be able to do a lead magnet thing at the beginning, which in my mind, it's my own opinion, I love this one the most. This one here, I almost have never actually built that because I don't know. I've got this philosophy where it's like, I believe that if I help a customer solve enough of their own problems, which is half of why I do these, right? That when it comes time for me to ask for a sale, I've solved enough problems and created enough feeling of reciprocity inside the person's brain that they are willing to take action and spend money with me. I don't have to sell as hard because I've created the relationship. I've shown the fact that I can help them. I've shown the fact that I'm worth what I'm saying I'm worth. You know what I mean? That's the whole reason why I do this. So like I'm a huge fan of the reverse squeeze page, or the lead magnet page. I hardly ever build the squeeze. We're gonna build it. It takes like 3 seconds though, right? And then we'll go build out. I'll build out all of these so you can delete whatever section you don't want or whatever. And then obviously there's tons of follow-up automation. There's so much stuff. There's literally no way we could go through all the cool things you can go through and do. So we'll choose a couple of them and we'll build those out as well. But if there's any of the things that you want, that you need, that you're thinking like, oh my gosh, I wish I had that, that will help like crazy. And we should dive into those before we start building as well. I'll build like the soap opera series action funnel. I'll build the list. I'll show the hooking up of the whole thing so you guys can see how it works in Actionetics. But I'm not going to write the actual sequence though. This is the most I've ever dived into copy. The actual 1 sentence persuasion and 5 curiosity hooks. That's the most I've ever dived into copy in these things. It's not, copy is what does the selling, but the focus of these, I'm trying to show you guys the actual functionality of the pages, of the funnels, how the automation works, because I'm solo. I don't work for anyone anymore, right? I'm contracted with ClickFunnels to keep running 2 Comic Club coaching, which is great, but I'm solo now, right? I'm just one guy. I have a buddy who helps me with my support stuff, and I have a Facebook ads person. She runs Facebook ads, and that's kind of it officially. There's like 1 or 2 other people here or there that kind of do a few things for me every once in a while. But how does a guy, right? How does a guy manage all this? I have a ton of stuff out there, and the reason why is because I build the funnel. I adhere to all the marketing principles, but I specifically am very focused on all this back-end automation that leverages my time, so I'm not stuck doing support. I'm not stuck doing this. I'm not stuck doing that, and it helps like crazy. Okay, expand me, and I want to. That's why I put so much focus on like what to put in or what you could do next or where you could push them. In my mind, it's not enough to just build the funnel if you're a solopreneur. Number one, I've never seen anyone actually make 2 commas as a solopreneur. It takes a team, okay? If you don't have a team and you're anti-team, start changing that mindset, okay? I've never seen anyone in Russell's Inner Circle who is on their own. They always have people around them, okay? All of them, they always have a team. And it could be someone who's just a VA here and this person over there, whatever. But that's the point, though. Your whole time and attention needs to be focused on selling, okay? And so I build these automations on the side. I go and I put all these things and these pieces together with the specific purpose of knowing and realizing that these will expand me and my functionality, find me better people, find me better sales, find all the different pieces there, and it will help me protect my time. And so that's the reason I put so much stuff in there with it. Nick said, how about an audit training where we submit one of our funnels and you review it live? That would be fun. Yeah, that would be super cool. It's not going to be something I do regularly. I reserve that for all my Q&A coachings that I do, but that would be interesting though. So I charge $500 for a 30-minute funnel review. It's not with you. You send me all of your URLs, and I go through each one of the things and dive through it, and record myself auditing and editing and going through all the pieces there. I don't do the actual edits, but I go through and show you what I would do and change. That's how I was able to get hooked up with Robert Love, which was awesome, at Hollywood. That was kind of neat. Did a funnel review for them, and then I charge $1,000 an hour for actual one-on-one coaching with it, but I don't really like that package. What sucks about it is every time I do a 1-hour coaching with somebody, they leave, and like I never know what happens with them. And more importantly, usually when they go make the first few changes, there's follow-up changes based on how the market reacted to what I said they should go do. And so I don't get to actually go back to them and say like, well, this is what you should be doing again. Like, okay, you did the thing I said, great. How did everyone react? This way, awesome. Okay, that means pivot here, do that. Or that means pivot over here. You know what I mean? So as far as like the funnel reviews though, that'd be kind of cool. Maybe I should, I'll have to think through that. Thanks for the suggestion, Nick. I appreciate it. Let me write that down. Funnel audit. Noah said, and your assistant, right? I'm not sure what you're saying on that, man. I'm sorry. And what about my assistant? It's kind of cool because with support, I automated with Zoho. I was using Freshdesk, but it was way freaking expensive, and I felt like it was the PC of support desks. I love Zoho because it feels like the Mac. I'm not endorsing. I'm not back and forth, but that's just what I use. I like Zoho because it's like wicked easy. It's not very. It's like $20 a month, and I can't believe what you get for $20 a month. It is amazing. We get like a full CRM with like all this other stuff, and I automate all the things back and forth. And anyway, it's really really awesome. So I so I got an awesome buddy of mine. I actually built my first really successful funnel on ClickFunnels with him. The story of how we didn't have any money and we planned out the whole funnel and the whole business before getting ClickFunnels, and then we pressed the button and we had 2 weeks to build the funnel, build the business, and get the customers so the customers would pay for our ClickFunnels subscription. I trust that man implicitly, and he is one of my best friends, and he's actually the guy who's been helping me with the support stuff. So whenever there's tickets coming through for either from Facebook or whatever all over the place, it all automates over to him. And then we've been making these knowledge-based docs so that we replicate us, and then we can just hire someone for like $10 an hour for to go through and answer stuff and things like that. Anyway, so Zoho, absolutely love Zoho also. Edward said, how does your support guy take care of login/purchase issues without logging in your ClickFunnels account? Very good question, Edward. Okay, there is a very specific, now I trust my friend, so I would give him the login and stuff like that. There's just been no need. Okay, so how on earth, because there's not user permissions in ClickFunnels, and ClickFunnels very much understands that pain and wants to solve that themselves. There's just a few of the things coming before that kind of thing does. So how do I do it, right? Or how do I send that data to all the people I need to? Guys, I got another awesome buddy. He and I have kind of become friends the last little bit here, and he's moderating one of my Facebook groups. He might be on here today. He's the man. He needs to know when people purchase my product so that when people apply to get into our closed group, he can add them in. So how did we fix that? And here's how we fixed it. I can't show you the page because it's people's personal information, you know what I mean? Like, and their emails and all that stuff. But literally with Zapier. And the Zap that we did is that the condition that we set up is that when someone purchases in ClickFunnels this product on this page, pass all of that data onto a new line in Google Sheets. And then all I did is I shared that page with him. Okay, I shared access with that page to him on a view-only status. Okay, and then the second thing I did is there could be people buying and he has no idea. So then what I do is I put a notification on there in the automations tab right here, in the automations tab. And all I do is I toss in an action that notifies. A lot of people don't know that this is generic inside ClickFunnels. Okay, let's say I want to put a notification in here, right? Let's just say it's notify, and I want it to be an email notification. Okay, and I can put whatever email address I want to in here, blah 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 at blah blah blah.com. And whenever someone purchases or opts in or whatever, you can send an email notification to the specific individual that you need to. And that's nice, so that when someone purchases, the data gets passed over to Google Sheets. He gets an email notification, so people aren't buying like crazy and he doesn't know about it. And then the second thing that I did, and then he can handle the whole thing, all of it. The second thing that he did, that we did, is I went in, and when people apply to go into the group, all I do is I ask them, did you purchase Secret MLM Hacks? If so, what was the email address you used to purchase so we can approve you quickly? They put their email in. Right? And then I say, will you abide by these different rules? If you self-promote, I will kick you out, without explanation. Do you agree? And they say yes. This is a new thing, not newish, but like, I think it's newish. Anyway, it's those questionnaires ahead of time. So then all he does is he goes and he grabs the email address that someone puts in. They said like, yes, I bought with this email. He copies the email, goes over to Google Sheet, searches for it. If it's in there, he gives them access. If not, he declines them. It's super easy. Replicated myself. I do that in a few different places now. Okay, and all it is someone who's a brand ambassador. They love the stuff. They love who it is. They there's probably I'll probably interview them on my podcast in the future. He just loves doing it. There's another lady doing that for me as well, and another one that I have, and it's awesome how much it is duplicated and replicated myself, and I'm not at all giving someone access to my stuff. I'm the only one with the Russell, does, but like I'm the only one who has access to my ClickFunnels account. I'm not giving that out. Edward said, I thought you said the journey from 0 to 7 and 2 Common Club coaching was designed for solopreneurs. Yeah, and as part of that, you'll probably most likely need to get a team. You'll probably have to, you're going to go through and create. It is designed for solopreneurs, meaning people who are just starting out. But I've never seen them actually get to that spot without having a few people around them. It might be very simple, meaning they have an assistant. They have some. The reason why is because you get stuck working in the business rather than on the business. There's so much stuff you've got to get figured out as far as the message, where to sell it, where the buyers are in the market, what they're telling you to change, the things they're making you switch with your offer, all those different things. And then there's support tickets. Support, oh my gosh, you guys, I cannot explain the barrage of constant Facebook messages I get, Twitter messages. I hate Twitter. Emails. Oh, I don't know how people find my freaking phone number, but they do, and they call. It is constant. And unless I put walls up, I will do nothing but answer questions all freaking day. And if you've ever read the book Ready, Fire, Aim, the whole first section in there, oh, here it is, from 0 to 7 figures, teaches that you must be solely focused on the sale. Stop worrying about what your freaking logo looks like. Don't worry. If you notice on a lot of my webinar stuff right now, there's not even a logo. Okay, there kind of is, but I don't really like it. Okay, and so a lot of it I just write secret MLM hacks up at the top, and I put it in some cool colors and stuff like that. Like, don't worry about renting an office. Don't worry about, none of that matters. The only thing that matters is selling crap. You sell stuff, and there's going to be things and pressures and all these things on the side that take away your attention from the act of the sale. Do not give in. Okay? Go find somebody who either loves you. I would hire from within because they love you. They don't need any indoctrination. When I got hired at ClickFunnels, I needed no indoctrination. I knew clearly who I was sitting next to. I was baffled and shocked that I was. I knew how to use ClickFunnels like the back of my hand already. I had my own agencies. I had my own stuff. I had it all. I mean, I was very well versed in ClickFunnels before I ever started working there, right? Which is what qualified me to sit there next to him, right? And so, but there was no indoctrination in culture that I needed to have happen go through me. There was nothing else. And so if you hire from within, hire from your own community of people who love you, which is what I'm building very shortly here. I'm going to build a hiring funnel where people can go through and I say, hey, look, I need someone doing this or someone doing this. That's half the reason I built a talent directory, guys. And it's funny that only like 10 people have asked to get on it. And I'm like, are you guys kidding me? I'm featuring you and I'm finding who all the rock stars are so I can work with you in the future. But that's the reason I built that, so I could find out who those people are. Anyway, so I am, you won't get super far if you can't stop working in your business. You must, as the entrepreneur, be the sole seller, the sole marketer. You are the one driving the ship. Okay. If it's like driving a car, let's say you're driving the car, and I almost went into supply chain in college. I like supply chain stuff. Excel sheets are cool. And I went through and this guy sat me down, and he became my first mentor. And he was the CMO of Denny's and of Pizza Hut. He's actually the guy that invented stuffed crust pizza. And he taught me a lot of stuff about marketing. He was the man. And about life in general. And he said, this is the one, he taught me this analogy. And he goes, Steven, you got to think of marketing like this, business like this. Marketing, if you're driving a car, and let's say the car is business, right? Right, you got finance. Finance are the ones like seeing how much oil you've used, seeing how much gas you've used, and about how far you could get. They're like leaning over your shoulder, looking at the fuel gauge. They're like seeing, that's finance, right? They're the ones looking at that stuff. Supply chain is the one seeing where the next place is to get tires. The next place, they're the ones leaning out the side, like measuring how much it takes for you to get how far you are as well. And they're talking heavily with finance back and forth. Marketing, you are sitting in the driver's seat, and you're the one saying, let's go over there. You are driving the whole ship. You're driving everything. Sales drives everything. Without the sale, the business dies. Okay, and that's you are the sole driver in the entire thing. And so, in order for you to not worry about finance, right? I went and I found a bookkeeper. She's amazing. She is amazing. I hate submitting taxes, right? Not just the fact that I'm actually paying money to a broken thing called the government. That's a different conversation, and I'm clearly opinionated on that. Their broken business. if I don't want to have to think about supply chain and fulfillment and putting packages together, if I just want to get focused on the sales, it requires me to find another individual. So Edward, absolutely, it is for the solopreneur, but that's part of it, is to teach you not just how to create the sales message, but you need to have some other people around you to support you, because you're trying to drive this ship. I bet you can make $1 million with anything, but we want to do it in a very short amount of time, you know. And the way you do that is you got to leverage and protect your time as you go through. All right. Nick said, okay, I didn't know that. No, it's fine. You're talking about the auditing thing. Noah said, when you were talking about your team. I'm sorry, man. Need more context. My brain's been in like 5 places since that conversation. Noah said, does Zoho work with Zapier? Yeah, it's actually kind of cool because I believe it does. And that's one of the major reasons why we chose it. They integrate well. There's cool like self-supported like ticketing systems. There's really cool like knowledge-based stuff, but then it also passes over to a CRM, so stuff can get like updated and all things there. So yeah, they're like seamless integration. It's like, in my mind, like versus Freshdesk. The reason I dropped Freshdesk is because they were $110 freaking dollars a month, and it was like running a PC. No offense, but it was. The usability was rough. I'm not a coder or programmer. That should help everyone ease down their anxiety about if they're trying to pull some of this stuff off. Then the other thing, though, is I loved that Zoho, anyway, it's just easier. It's easier to use. It's like the Mac. It integrates well with stuff. It was very seamless. And there's tons of apps inside of it. So you can turn on and off all these different apps to help extend your own self as well. Strange Dad 1. I don't know your name. Sorry, it just shows your email. Do you have a add new action for your zaps? I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, you mean right here. Add new action, meaning that's how you pass the data over? No, it's super easy in Zapier. All you do is you click create new zap, and they're just these big if-then statements. So you're like, if, and that's the trigger. So you go click ClickFunnels, and it says, do you want to start this trigger when someone registers, when somebody buys, when someone opts in? So I click buys, and it says which funnel, and you go toss in the funnel ID, which is just this thing right here at the top of the URL, right? That's the funnel ID for this funnel. You go toss that in, and then it'll auto sense your account, and you might have to log in, and it'll tell, oh my gosh, look at all the pages in your funnel. And you just go select the page with the order in it. It's really easy, right? So if, and then it'll sense all of the fields that are currently in there and all the data that you are currently collecting. So it'll have you go opt in once so it can have all the dummy data. It says, and then you choose a then statement. Then pass to ClickFunnels. Then pass to whatever. Then pass to Google Sheets or pass to whatever. And then you go it walks you through the whole thing. It's like the coolest way to act like you're a coder when you're not. Noah said, I sent the talent directory to a whole bunch of people, but I honestly don't think any of them applied. It's totally fine. The whole thing's not, like, the idea is sexy. It's not really totally set up yet. I shouldn't maybe have talked about it yet. Where do I find the talent page? If you go to stevejlarson.com, there's like the premise of the talent directory, and then we got to start building crap. With the talent directory, the reason I built it is because there's blogs galore on the coolest tools. Like, here's the coolest tool here, the coolest app here. If you want this, here's like 5 different options. You know, blogs do that a lot, but it's really hard to find people. So I was like, I want to have a talent directory. So I don't care what you're good at, as long as you're good at it. And we'll put you, and we can feature you and put you on there so that others can log in and see, like, oh my gosh, here's all the coolest people in here. But it's also how I figure out who's awesome, so I can go work with them too. Edward said, would you still have to manually edit your customers' info in ClickFunnels if they misentered their email with a typo or have requested a refund? Yeah, so if they request a refund, so what I did is my support person, I created a user for them under my Stripe account, and they're not an admin. It's a category where they have access to be able to go and do refunds for me and stuff like that. And what's cool is that when you do a refund in Stripe, it updates inside of ClickFunnels as well. So you might still have to remove their access to like a members area, but it removes them and takes out their purchase ID for the whole thing, and removes that contact profile as like the sales thing, the sales tab right here at the top. It'll remove them from that, which is kind of neat. Something I just did, which is kind of neat, is I just added in a PayPal option. What? I'm just going to show you guys this real quick. I'm super stoked about this, but it's killing it. 66% of my sales are coming now because I added PayPal. So they can buy through they can buy here through Stripe with a credit card or PayPal. And as they come down here at the bottom, what? Gigawa? Oh my gosh. So they can come here and add in their credit card info. And you can see it fills in at the top here as they write stuff. And then they can toss in credit card stuff. And then when I click on the back here, the whole thing flips over. It's kind of neat. It's kind of flashy. I don't really need that part. But they can also choose PayPal though. And it'll still give them the same product access and everything, which is nuts. I love, it's an app called Funnel-ish. It's like $200 a year, totally worth it. Anyway, like 66% of my sales though are dropping from that thing right now. It's been pretty awesome. Anyway, that's me showing off. Okay, let's take a 5-minute break. That was a lot of awesome stuff. Love the Q&A. Love the different things here. Do PayPal sales count towards 2 Comma Club? Yeah, so it's all the premise is that you become 2 Comma Club when you have $1 million come through a single funnel. So if you can show like, hey, yeah, I have this percent that came through PayPal, I have this that came through here. The way you do it is you ask for screenshots. So they'll go through and they'll look at your stuff. But if you can just show, yeah, that's fine. It's still coming through the same funnel, even though it's a different payment processor. So it doesn't have to be the Stripe; it just has to be the same funnel. So it's more about the marketing funnel itself. Anyway, all right, guys, let's take a 5-minute break here. All right, see a few more questions coming in, and make sure we're still recording, which we are. Make sure we still got all the pieces rocking, which we do. All right. Edward says, Steve, I thought ClickFunnels by default has videos teaching you how to accept PayPal payments. How is it different from the Funnel-ish plugin? It's a great question. I'm not advocating everything. I'm not, like separating myself from any liabilities. I say this, but the reason why I like it is because this gives you the option to buy through PayPal or Stripe on the same form. That's why I like it. I think you could still do it. I just like the way it looks. I like to have it pull it all together. There's no extra coding. I don't have to do any coding with it. So you have to look into it more. I just like it. So the other thing I like with it too is that if you Funnel-ish makes you create a webhook, and they walk you through the whole thing, but it's a third-party webhook on the back end right here. Like, let me share my screen. It's a third-party. So if you click on settings right here, right, and you scroll down to the bottom, this is an area that most people don't do much in, but you can add products here for third-party membership access. One of them is PayPal. And so I mean, you could still go through. And it won't track certain things, things like here and stuff like that. Where can I buy Funnel-ish? I don't know. I can't remember how I bought it. I was like in the throes. I'm getting better from bronchitis and all that, but I was in the throes of it, and I was like, "Oh, this is sick. I'll go make that." So I went through and actually purchased it. But anyway, so you can do third-party product access, things like that. So still track purchases, upgrades, downgrades, membership access inside, all this stuff. Anyway. So that's where, and the way that I saw the ClickFunnels support thing do it, it's a different way. It wasn't, anyway. So yeah, that's just how I did it. All right, let's build us some sickness, some amazing funnels. Maybe I should say health, because half of us seem like we're sick on here, huh? Alrighty. Okay. All right, so I am going to add this new. Okay, I'm actually going to build it all in the same funnel. Okay, so it's going to be 3 different things inside the exact same funnel. I'm going to do it that way. Okay, and I'm just going to use the classic funnel builder here. I'm going to collect emails, opt-in funnels. I put it in my demo category. Alrighty, doesn't really matter what I choose because we're gonna kill it anyway.